What do we do to make sure that we are as strong as possible dealing with him, trying to make sure he has nowhere to go, but also trying to tread lightly enough that we don't inadvertently kick off a third world war?
You know, I think you put that very well. It's a fine line here, and we have to balance it. We had a briefing, a posture briefing from Admiral Richard, who's combatant commander of STRATCOM. We had that earlier this week in the Armed Services Committee, and then a classified briefing. And I believe he was very, very upfront in the open hearing as well on the importance of deterrence. So I think when we can show that we are firmly supportive of our nuclear triad, the deterrent system that we have, and we're going to continue with modernization of that, that sends a clear message. Deterrence is important across the board. It underpins every strategic decision that the Department of Defense makes. And so I think the clarity that Admiral Richard offered, the clarity that I continue to express on that, and my colleagues across the board. Chairman Jack Reed, a Democrat who chairs the Armed Service Committee, is very, very strong when it comes to our triad and the deterrence necessary to keep peace in this world. So I think that is obviously somewhere that we need to continue to be strong on, stand firm, and make it very, very clear to Putin and to any other adversary that we recognize the importance of deterrence in protecting our homeland, but also for our allies who are under that nuclear umbrella that we have.
Georgette Mossberger, the former ambassador to Poland, was with us earlier this morning, and she suggested that you would never want to use the word appeasement, but her idea of compromise here would be something like agreeing that Ukraine would not be admitted to NATO anytime soon, even giving up the territories in the eastern part of Ukraine where the separatists had kind of engaged, those two areas. Is that something that you think is a good idea, or would that encourage Putin too much, reward him for the incredibly awful human behavior that he's exhibited to this point?
I think it would reward a war criminal. Ukraine is a sovereign nation. They are showing courage. We are all inspired by the courage they have. And if we can continue and step up the reinforcement of those defensive materials that they need and that they've requested, they will be able to have defense of their nation. They've shown that they are very, very capable. They have shown that they have the will to fight, and they have shown what really what a war criminal looks like in this day and age. When you have Putin bombing a maternity hospital, killing children, indiscriminately bombing in civilian areas, he will be made to answer for that.